Let's move on with someone who's just blown into the studio himself. More like a breath of fresh air than tumbleweed.
I hope so.
We'll
see what I'm talking about.
James Creedon with us for Media Watch, and we're going to be looking at, firstly, at the so-called Brexit talks in Brussels. The idea of the UK leaving Europe very much on people's minds as David Cameron tries to renegotiate the UK's membership terms.
That's right. So a lot of buzz online about that. We'll start with some tweets from the President of the European Parliament. Sounds boring. Maybe it is a little bit. We'll get past it pretty quickly.
Do your best.
Anyway, you have a photo here of David Cameron with Martin Schulz. Now, his big concern is that this could lead to a Pandora's box if there's renegotiations with the UK. Aren't they all going to start renegotiating? Because these are treaties that were hammered out between the 27 states. Tackling concerns of the UK shouldn't turn into an opportunity for other member states to start rolling out lists of backdoor treaty changes. And then he starts talking about discrimination between EU citizens. So basically, he's trying to temper the possibilities of change and that change spreading and becoming a Pandora's box of change everywhere. Libération, the left-leaning French daily, saying, listen, teabag loving Britain. Do you want it or do you not want it? Now, they don't say what, but they
I'd
do
love
actually.
A cup
they
of
say
tea.
Europe. We'd all love a cup of tea. Do we all want Europe, though? That is the question. Over at the Telegraph, they're equally I suppose, acerbic, saying, who are these contemptible hypocrites trying to block Cameron's EU deal? And I suppose that photo gives an impression of who one of those individuals might be. And I like this quote. This is Nigel... What's his name? Jones. There you go. What all these states have in common is a fear that if Britain succeeds in smashing or loosening the shackles that bind it to the fast decaying corpse of the European Union, that will set off a contagion of other states wanting to follow the same path. Now, he's right about the contagion effect. It could lead to a Pandora's box, but the choice of language is perhaps a little vitriolic. Anyway, Europe is getting its own back here with this particular cartoon featuring a David Cameron in sort of monarch-like mode, giving the middle toe to, I think that's Donald Tusk.
Very creative.
The cartoons are great about this. Here we have Europe. This is in Le Soir in Belgium. You have Europe doing a little striptease, rather worryingly, and that doesn't seem to be enough. Will you stay if we do this? Asks some European person. In any case, we'll finish with Thomas Soto, who is a French journalist at the Europe station, saying, taking tea, is this now going to become an exotic gesture? Well, I don't think Britain has the
monopoly
on tea.
No.
They like it in other countries too, even in France. So
Can we stop talking about tea, though? Because that's all I want right now. But instead, we're going to talk about some more news.
That's right.
Donald Trump and Pope Francis have got beef.
That's right. Now,
who would have predicted that?
Instead of tea, you're getting lots of photos of these two juxtaposed. Sorry, it's not quite as fun, but we're seeing a lot of that. They did have a little bit of a row today, a war of words. A person who thinks only about building walls, this is a wall between Mexico and the US, wherever they may be, and not of building bridges, is not Christian. Now,
it's a very strong thing to say.
It is indeed.
Particularly if you're the Pope. It really is, isn't it?
It's quite a strongly worded statement. For a religious leader to question a person's faith is disgraceful, responded Trump. And he followed that up with quite an interesting quote saying, if and when the Vatican is attacked by ISIS, you'll be disappointed that Trump wasn't president of the United States.
The Pope didn't actually say he's talking about Donald Trump, but it is what we all understood, wasn't it?
It was inferred, and I think the fact that Trump responded to it meant that he understood that as well. Cue photos of Donald Trump's confirmation being dug out, and one person commenting that his hairstyle was as unusual back then, although that's an exaggeration. Taking bets on Trump telling the Pope he's not eligible to be Pope because he wasn't born in the Vatican. Piers Morgan saying the Pope's attack on Donald Trump will help Trump, not damage him. I suppose we'll have to wait and see. Creative hashtags, one by Hend Amri. We are all the Pope.
Je suis the Pope.
Je suis the Pope.
Okay.
But then she followed that up with this rather disastrous juxtaposition of images. I don't think Donald Trump ever posed in that style. That's definitely Photoshop. The Pope has criticised political leaders before, though I understand Trump has only had 3 wives. And as far as I'm aware, he didn't behead any of them when he ended those marriages. We'll finish with this one. So this is the wall surrounding the Vatican. Vatican misspelt, so minus marks for that. But a number of people have pointed out that there is a wall around the Vatican, although I don't think it serves for much anymore. People can move freely in and out of Rome and the Vatican.
It's not entirely the same concept, is it? But the internet's certainly having fun with that story.
That's right. Vatican with a K, we like that.
All right. Mind our K's and C's. Thanks
Yes.
very much. James
Thanks, Catherine.
Creedon with Media Watch there for today.